responsibility in supportive learning is to ensure that all students completely understand the curriculum given to them. And it is also important that the teacher uses multiple means of educating the students so that depending on the student, whether they're more of a visual or more of an audio learner, they can understand what's going on by using textbooks, educational videos, Google Slides, or group projects. One of the best ways to make sure that all the students get a proper understanding of what needs to be done. Next is improving your planning and practice. So teachers need to observe what's going on in the classroom. They need to understand whether or not the way that they're teaching is maybe it's too boring, is it confusing, or things going on. Are you explaining things too fast or too slow? You have to get a feel of what the environment is like in the classroom, because every single classroom is a little different. Now, upholding professional expectations. So a teacher should always respect the student, as well as the student respecting the teacher. Because how is a teacher supposed to expect a student to completely listen to them if the teacher shows no respect for the student? Very simple. It's mutual. It goes both ways. Okay? The teacher isn't entirely, inherently dominant over the student. You have to show that there's a reason for the students to listen to you and to follow directions and understand what needs to be done. Also, there are times where not only students will disrespect you, but parents might also be disrespectful of you as well. And in those sorts of circumstances, the best way for both is to stay calm, try and bring the discussion back to where it needs to go, or sometimes it's better to just end the conversation entirely. Because if people are constantly being emotional, it's better to wait until things have calmed down to find a proper solution to the problem. Next is advancing your profession. So one of the best ways to advance your profession without just looking at yourself is to see what other teachers are doing in your field. So you can ask experienced teachers advice of how to deal with maybe particular students that they might have had in the past. And so you can customize different lesson plans for each classroom. So not all classrooms are the same. And you also get a feel for how the school is run as well. So now on to the dispositions I currently possess. So, since I've been a substitute teacher for around for 3 years, and I have had 2 long-term substitute positions, both at secondary and at educational level, elementary level. I've noticed that I have far more energy than many of the other teachers that might be much older than me. I'm also seem to be more relatable, at least with the secondary education students, and I'm able to be a lot more. I'm able to be a lot more exciting in an actual classroom setting with them. I'm very mobile with my hand expressions. My voice is a lot more. You have to have a lot more expression as you're speaking, and as you're talking, you will sort of expand certain things that are very, very important and elongate them so students understand what is important. And that is one of the sort of the best things that I have is just energy and being able to speak with them and things like that. Personal biases. So obviously the personal biases, you should keep them completely at bay. It is you are supposed to teach the student the basis of how they should tackle certain ideas. And that is to ask questions, see what's right, see what's wrong, and build from there. Putting in your own biases will only either make the student be like, I should listen to what he says, or the student will disrespect you, or they won't think as highly of you because you believe in the opposite spectrum of their, for example, political affinity. Next, on to, so the best way to uphold professional integrity and things like that is simply teach in a way that is easiest for that particular classroom. That's usually the best way. You have to customize what you do so the students can properly understand what's going on. That is one of the best ways to get them to do things, because every student is different, every classroom is different, and so you need to sort of find the best solution for all of them. And sometimes you do have to change between classes, and even at the beginning of the year to like the middle of the year and then maybe the end of the year, you have to change how things are going as students learn who you are and things of that nature.